Hi everybody. How you doing? It's Tuesday, May the 9th, 8:30. It's time for Did You Know? And first thing I want to tell y'all is did you know I don't feel good today? I don't know what's wrong. Uh had my grandbaby today and everything was fine. Her mama came and got her. I wasn't feeling good. I was kind of a little bit of a headache, a little bit sick to my stomach. I went into KK's to play bingo. I, hey Rami H. Um, anyway, I guess I fell asleep during playing the bingo. Luckily, I had set my alarm clock, or I would still be asleep right now. So I am here. Oh, I'm sorry you don't feel good either, Rami. Um, anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and do my presentation, and then I'm going to get off of here and probably go right back to sleep. I don't know why I'm not feeling good today. I'm just really not. So thank y'all for coming. I appreciate it. I'm not my usual happy, bubbly self. I just don't feel good. So anyway, let's get started with the presentation. Tonight is Did You Know? And it's mostly life hacks tonight. Um, like I said, I didn't feel good, so I haven't got a lot prepared, but I do have my normal slideshow that I always show of the pictures of the things that I wanted to talk about. Thank you. I hope I feel better too. Hey, Norm K. So there's the fair use disclaimer, and this is for entertainment purposes only. And the first one is your bathroom mirror is a dry erase board that you see every day. So if you have, things that you really need to remember and you're afraid that you're not going to remember, hi, Always Loyal. Just use a dry erase marker, write it on your bathroom mirror. And then in the morning when you get up, you'll see your reminder notice there on the mirror. And there you'll have it. Next one is, this, my picture didn't come out real well. But the idea is if you have to hang something, it's hard to get, especially something that has two nail holes in it. It's very hard to get that level on the wall. So they're saying you put a piece of blue painter's tape on the back of whatever it is you're wanting to hang, and then you just make marks where the holes are, and then you can put that piece of tape on the wall where you want to hang it. Make sure that your piece of tape is level, and then you've got the markings for the two holes, and you just hammer in the nails, remove the tape, and then hang your object right there. So that is an easy way to hang something with two holes and have it be level. Okay, the next one was important to me because it's talking about when you travel in a foreign country, you have to have they use different electrical plugins than we do. So instead of having to have multiple different adapters for a lot of different items you might be taking with you on your trip, you can buy one of the adapters and then just a regular extension cord, and you can plug the adapter into the wall and plug the power strip into the adapter, and then you can plug in however many things are. This one has 4 outlet holes, and so you could plug in 4 things with only one outlet adapter instead of having to have 4. Thought that was a pretty useful tip. Now, these are the little bottle openers that you see as keychains. They look like a little wrench, and you put your keys on them. Well, there's a little slot in there that's used to actually, pop open a can of soda or a can of beer. Especially handy for women with artificial fingernails that don't want to have to, break their fingernail when they pop open the top. I didn't know that. I didn't know why that had that slit there. Did you know that the hole in the top of the pop top was to put your straw through so that you can, have control of a straw in a can of soda instead of having the straw bobbing all around, in the soda? I didn't know that. Excuse me. Oh, to eat a banana so you don't get the little stringy parts on it, you peel it upside down. That's the way that the monkeys eat the bananas. We've been peeling them from the top, or what we consider the top, for years, and always get those, the stringy parts from the peel. But if you peel it from the bottom down, you won't have to worry about that stringy part. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know what it was for either. But yeah, that's what the hole in the pop top is, for the straw. Okay, the next thing is, in the box of Reynolds wrap, have these little punch tabs on either end. And you punch those in and to the roll, the cardboard roll in the middle of the rolling of the aluminum foil. And then that way it keeps it in the box. So when you pull it out and you go to rip it off, the roll won't come out of the box, and you'll be able to get a nice, clean tear of foil. Excuse me. I did know this one already, though, but I thought that was a pretty cool tip. I hate that when you pull on it and the whole roll comes out. All right. The next one is, did you know what the hole was for in the spaghetti server? That hole is actually the perfect measurement of one portion of spaghetti. So if you're making spaghetti for 5 people and you want to make sure you're making enough, just measure 5 times the amount that fits in that hole, and that'll be enough spaghetti. I usually do half a box or a whole box, depending upon how many people there are. I didn't know there was a way to measure it. Okay. Also, the slot in the handle of the saucepan, it's so that you can put your spoon, and it makes an automatic spoon rest to hold up the spoon while you're, like cooking. This is showing cooking spaghetti sauce. You have one that have 3 different holes. Yeah, I guess probably 3 different sizes. But I knew that hole. I thought the hole in the saucepan was to hang the saucepan up. If you have a pot rack, you can hang the pots up, from their handles. But I guess this is a really good idea too, because you always end up having that spoon full of whatever you're cooking, and you don't want to lay it on your counter or lay it on your stove. So you can just stick it in the pot handle. Now, this is something I didn't know, and I have always used that drawer on the bottom of the oven. I've always used it just to put my pots and pans in. But it's actually a warming drawer. So if you have your oven on and you already have made something, you want to keep it warm till you finish, like say on Thanksgiving when you're making a turkey and you're making side dishes, you can put things like casseroles or whatever inside that drawer, and it actually will keep them warm while you're cooking your turkey in the oven. And some models actually come where there's a broiler down there, and you can use it to, like broil, put the casserole under the broiler if you want to melt cheese on top of it, or like sweet potato casserole. Sometimes you want the melted toasted marshmallows on top of it. You can do it that way, in that drawer. Little did I know. I always thought, good thing I never put any plastic things down there, because I guess with it being a warming drawer, they might melt. I didn't know that. All right. This is a garlic press. And you see the little pin-like thing in the handle at the bottom? Ever wonder what that was for? It's a cherry pitter, so that you can pit your cherries. Yeah, I didn't know that. Now these are, pretty much antique garlic presses. That's why I had to get a second picture to actually show the pit, with the cherry on there, because a lot of them now don't have that on the handles. But that's what it was actually originally made for. So it was kind of two tools in one, a garlic press on one end and a cherry pitter on the other. You can connect two Ziploc bags by flipping one inside out to make a larger bag. It's pretty ingenious. So you actually turn one inside out, and then instead of pressing the zipper together on one of the bags, you press the two different bag zippers together, and that actually secures it and makes it so they have a bag large enough to cover a keyboard by just using two smaller bags. Hi, Roxanne. So that's kind of interesting. This is if you forget to melt or get your butter to room temperature, and you're ready to make something and it calls for room temperature butter and you haven't gotten your butter room temperature. Take a glass, fill it up with hot water, pour the water out, and then put it over the stick of butter, and the heat from the glass will help get your butter to room temperature. This is a good way when you're moving and you're taking a lot of clothes on hangers, so that you can carry more than just how many you can fit in one hand. You actually use a couple other hangers and hang your hangers on it. Then you just can hold it by the couple of hangers, and you have like a little portable clothes rack. You can move your clothes around that way. You got to have strong arms to do that, though. Be able to hold the weight of all those clothes. Now this, I wish I had known before I started making those trips to Atlanta, when I had my leg operated on, and also the trips to South Carolina. Hi, Lisa D. This is how you can tell if your exit off the expressway or highway is to the right or to the left. Now, when I grew up in Indiana, I assumed all exits were off to the right. Not true. There are areas where the exits get off on the left-hand side. So when you look at your sign telling you your exit is coming up, if the sign sits to the right of the larger sign, that exit will be off to the right. And if the sign sits to the left of the sign, then that exit will be off to the left. And that will give you a little bit of time before you have to make that exit to be able to switch lanes and be ready, to get off on the right side of the road. I wish I had known that years ago. This is a child's flip-flop, And this is a quick fix if you're, out for the day and they're wearing their flip-flops and they accidentally break the little bottom tab off to where the shoe won't stay together. Take a paper clip, stick the paper clip through the plastic or the rubber toe piece between the toes and fasten it on the bottom of the shoe like that. And then that way they can keep their shoe on long enough to continue on with the day's activities. But you'll most likely have to throw those flip-flops away afterwards. But at least it won't leave you having to buy a pair of shoes right then and there. And this is a clever way to eat Cheetos without getting that cheese dust on your fingertips. They suggest using chopsticks. Tongs would work as well. And you just use them to get the Cheeto out of the bag and eat it. And that way you're not touching it with your hands, and therefore you're not getting that Cheeto dust on your fingers. Excuse me, this is a good tip for at the beach. You want to go out into the water. This is especially good. This looks like a man's wallet, but put your wallet and your keys inside of a clean, disposable baby diaper. Wrap it up and leave it there on the beach. Most people are not going to pick up a dirty baby diaper and look in it for keys and money or wallet. They might now if they see this program and they see that you can hide your stuff in there. But being that the diaper is waterproof too, it won't, stuff won't get wet, and most likely nobody will mess with it. And especially if you have a baby with you, you'll have some diapers. I myself might not have a diaper at the moment and wouldn't know to do that, but I'm sure that's a trick a lot of parents have used over the years. All right, Pringle potato chips. Anybody else like Pringles? You know how when you eat them and they get down in the can, you're shaking them to get them out the can? This is the easy way to do it. You put a piece of paper down inside of the can, and then you can just slide them out onto the paper. It makes a nice little serving area there to serve your Pringles on. Hi, welcome in. We're just talking about some life hacks. I'm not feeling good tonight. Not sure what's going on. I felt okay all day. I went in and played bingo this evening, and I actually fell asleep during the bingo, and I woke up feeling yucky with a headache and upset stomach. I was going to cancel this live, but I figured I could do it quick, and then I wouldn't have to cancel. So y'all bear with me. I'm not my usual happy, bubbly self, but I am trying to make it through. Oh, and that's my last tip is the Pringles. So that's a handful of, thank you always. That's a handful of life hack tips. I'm not sure why I'm not feeling good. I've been having some issues, and the doctor's been running tests. I have a thyroid ultrasound scheduled for Friday afternoon. Thanks, Norma. So I'll go and do that Friday afternoon. I probably will not do my live like I normally do on Friday night. Just probably won't feel up to it, but I'll be there Saturday on Real Life Happens. It's the 1-year anniversary of being on YouTube. Norma and I are having a big party. We're doing giveaways every 15 minutes. We plan to be on for 2 hours. So that's 8 chances to win. We are going to tell you our story of how we got started and share some early videos with you. And it should be a really fun time, a really great party. Hopefully I'll be on Thursday night for my Thursday night show, and then hopefully I'll play the word game Friday morning at 7:30. Thank you, PJ. Um, Play the word game Friday morning, and then I'll go and have my test done Friday afternoon. And then I'll probably come home and rest. And then Saturday, we'll have the party. And Sunday is Mother's Day, but we are planning on doing the bingo 4 o'clock Sunday, and that also will be on Real Life Happens channel. Yeah, I don't know. My sugar's been up. Some of my blood work was kind of off a little bit this last time I went to the doctor, so I've had more blood work done, and I had a chest or CT done from back when I had pneumonia between Thanksgiving and Christmas. There were some swollen lymph nodes on that CT scan. Hey, Crafting with Kristen. And I guess I was supposed to have had a follow-up CT scan after I got over the pneumonia, but I didn't. And so then my doctor went ahead and ordered that. As far as I know, most of the blood work is okay. The CT scan was okay. But we're still not sure what's going on with my sugar and what's going on with, I've just generally not been feeling, that good. But like I said, I get up at 5 o'clock every morning. I go get my granddaughter. I have her all day. Most of y'all know she's a little spitfire and runs me ragged. So it's not all that unusual for me to be tired or to fall asleep, but I don't normally have headaches and be nauseated. So not really sure what's going on. I know I don't feel that great, and no sense in trying to hide it. No sense in trying to put on that happy face when I'm just not feeling happy today for whatever reason it is. I don't know. But I didn't want to let anybody down. I didn't want to have the program scheduled and not show up. And so I came on anyway. I'm glad that I did. I got to see all of you and get your well wishes, and I do appreciate that. Always Loyal does have a rap song she was playing around with a little bit on her channel the other day, I think. But I don't think she's actually put out a new song recently. Let me pull this up and I'll drop her link for y'all. I'll drop a few links. All right. Always Loyal does Christian rap. She's a very spiritual lady. She also does a lot of good health tips on healthy food and things to help with inflammation. Roxanne, it's hashtag Echo Roxanne. Roxanne just got her watch hours in. Let me drop Roxanne's link too. Like I said, Roxanne just got her watch hours in, and so she'll be being monetized shortly. And y'all check her out. She does a lot about her life and her dog. And I'm definitely going to drop Real Life Happens because that's the channel for the party. And she'll be having the word game after next week. She'll be doing that on, oh wait, I did that wrong. It's not going to come up right. She'll be doing the word game on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think at 8 o'clock in the morning. There we go. Come on, Nightbot. There you go. Please subscribe. Real life happens. Okay. Yeah, we're happy for Roxanne. Here's the advertisement for the bingo. That's on Real Life Happens on Sundays at 4 o'clock. We will be doing it this Sunday, even though it's Mother's Day. I know a lot of us are living away from our families and might not have much plans for Mother's Day, so we'll spend it together. I don't know really what else to talk about, y'all. Anybody wants to come up on panel, I'll drop the link. Okay. Let me pin that. There we go. Hey, Cole, how are you? I really appreciate all y'all coming in. Cole has a channel too. And Cole has been very nice to us. He's the one that told us about the word game, and he also helped me out with the troll situation. And so he's a really cool dude. Y'all check him out as well. There you go, Cole. Shows that there are good people in this world still. He didn't have to help. They were on my channel one night, and he said, come over to my channel. Bring them over here. I'll deal with them. And so we did. Roxanne and I piggybacked over there. And yeah, and he helped us out. So I appreciate that, Cole. There are people who do know what respect is and how to show people respect, and I do appreciate that. Roxanne, I hope that's you. I didn't even wait to look. Yep, it's her. Hi. Who else would it be?
Yeah.
Well, it might be a troll, a porn bomber come up here and say it was you, and I'd just let you up, you know.
Why not? You're right. Why not? Yep. How are you?
I am not feeling good tonight. I fell asleep during bingo. I don't even know when I fell asleep.
Oh my goodness.
Good thing I had set my alarm, or I would have still been asleep and wouldn't even came on. So I've got a headache and an upset stomach, and I'm just wiped out today for some reason.
Well, I got sinus problems from when I went to Florida. My ears stopped up from the airplane pressure, and now they're unstopped, but they try to stop again. And you hear the frog in my throat. So I know I'm not sick. I think it's just something in Florida.
Yeah. Well,
Don't know
it's
about
the air pressure being on the plane, and you know, imagine that.
I don't know what did it, but I guess that might be it.
So congratulations on getting your 4,000 watch hours. That's quite an accomplishment.
Thank you. Let me get this phone. I'll be right back.
Okay. yeah, she's got like 1,600 subscribers, and she's got her watch hours, and now she's ready to take whatever the next step is. I think YouTube has to check them out, make sure they're legit and everything, and then she'll get monetized, and then she'll be able to start having ads on her channel, and or well, the ads are already there, but she'll start getting her cut from it, and she'll be able to get super stickers and super chats, and she'll be able to get memberships and all that kind of stuff. So that's really good for her. I, of course, am way, 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 way far away from anything like that happening. My subs keep fluctuating. I was almost 290, 291. And now today I think I'm back down to 288. But that's a count of 365 days. And so I think if you had any subs early on, it starts going to where you're kind of losing the ones from the beginning in that count or whatever. So it can fluctuate a little bit. But I'm getting close to 1,900 watch hours. But they're slow coming. Which, when Norma and I started Real Life Happens, we weren't ever thinking along the lines of, getting monetized or anything like that. We had so much to learn and so far to come that we didn't really even think we'd ever get to that point. But now that, her channel is up and going and this channel is up and going, you never know. That may happen for us too, eventually. I just like to come on and share things with people, and I've made a lot of really good friends having been on YouTube, and I just really have connected with some wonderful people, and that's why I do it. It makes me happy. I have fun. I'm enjoying it, and that's what it's all about for me. I was talking about having the thyroid ultrasound done. I've always had an underactive thyroid, hypothyroidism, and I've been on medication for it for years, 20 plus years. So I guess you can develop nodules or goiters or something, and I guess maybe the it can make it to where that medication you take for it doesn't help you as much anymore. So that could be part of it, but whatever the reason is, whatever it is, I want to get to the bottom of it. I want to get to feeling better. I told the doctor I just don't feel like myself, which is weird, but I'm diabetic. I have high blood pressure. I take a lot of medication, but I have what I call my normal, and that's what's been off lately, is I haven't felt my normal. And I've been on, the same medication for years. So it may be something as simple as having to adjust some of my medicine. I don't know. Welcome in, everybody. I appreciate y'all coming tonight. Sometimes I wonder if anybody will come. And I've said it a million times. I would do my live if I was sitting here by myself and nobody came. I would still go through the motion and do whatever I had planned. I did get a message from Joe. Hey, Country Christian. I did get a message from Joe saying that Black Widow had wanted to do more bingo tonight, and they wanted to know if I wanted to do a pop-up bingo. And if I felt better and if I had got that message, I probably would have. Yes, PJ, I agree. And, it's not like in the old days, which I call my childhood, ancient history, but it's not like, people are, we usually don't live where we originally grew up. Most of us have gotten married and moved on and had our families. And then all of a sudden, like myself, I find myself alone. So my life consists of being there for my child and my grandchild. And so I may not be living in an area where I grew up, which I'm not, and I don't have a lot of friends or family close by. So I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But anyway, the internet and Facebook and YouTube especially are ways that we can connect with people that live, you know, all over the country, all over the world. Excuse me. A lot of y'all know I'm into different cultures. I like to meet different people and experience different, cultural things. Hmm. Um, so I do like that part of YouTube that we can meet people from all over the world. Hmm. And I also love, the bingo and the word game, things you can do for fun and enjoyment and not have to leave your house. I used to go play bingo with my mom a lot when I was younger. It was always fun, but I never realized, how much money it cost for us to play. That's right, Norma Kay. I mean, when I first came to YouTube, it was because of the Gabby Petito case. Um, I didn't have cable. I had Hulu and Netflix, and then somebody had told me, well, you can get news on YouTube, and um, I had started watching um, the news channels reporting about Gabby Petito's case. And then I found the true crime community and I started watching um, true crime. And then I realized, there was this whole other part of the world that, you know, all had the same uh, interest in true crime. And I started meeting people, and I was fortunate enough to meet Norma Kay, and she and I clicked right away. Um, you know how before you ever see anybody's picture, even, you see their words on the screen, and you see their comments, and you see how they look at things. And Norma Kay and I were, we were all the time going, right, like, yeah, I agree with you. And yes, I think that way too. And things like that. So before we ever even saw each other, we had already clicked and kind of bonded over the Gabby Petito case and just, true crime kind of stuff. Right, PJ. Definitely a spiritual connection. And I do believe that. I believe that God puts people in your life for a reason. Was I looking for a friend? Not necessarily. Did I think I would find a friend like Norma? No. Am I glad that I did? Very much so. Yeah, always loyal. I don't know what's going on with Harold these days. I just pray for him. That's all you can do. I really don't know what's up with him right now. And um, yeah, just pray for him. Oh, thank you, Norma Kay. Oh, and Norma and I have definitely had some good laughs and some good conversation. And um, you know how you meet somebody and you're like, you feel like you've known them all your life, or like they're more than just a friend. Um, that's how it is, how I feel about Norma. And I love her family. I love Mr. Norma. He's my buddy. Um, and the grandkids, I have talked to both of them, and we've interviewed them on the channel, and it's just fun to get to know them. Yeah, always loyal. And I met on Harold's karaoke, and that was over a song, because she was trying to get him to do a certain song, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a great song," and we got to talking in the chat about for King and Country, and some of their songs. So we kind of bonded, that way. Um, but it's funny how you meet people, and some people you connect to on one level, and some people on other levels, and I cherish the people in my life and the people that I've met on YouTube. I know there's a lot of drama, and I know there's a lot of fussing and fighting and carrying on and all of that, which I choose not to have that come over here on my channel. Um, but I still love true crime, and I do like to go and listen to different people with the true crime, in the true crime community. I'll put it that way. I don't have much time with the baby, so um, I try to spend my time wisely on here. I try not to just be on to be on. Um, I don't know. But I am proud of Roxanne. She lost her husband and her dad back in September. And she's had a hard time. She's definitely grieving. Well, I guess her phone call's taking a long time. I know she wanted to, tell everybody about her trip. She recently went down to her daughter and son-in-law's house in Florida. I think she was there 5 days. Got to celebrate her little grandson Clint's birthday. Y'all check out some of the videos she put out on her channel about him. He's a cutie pie. Very smart. Got some personality there too. I enjoyed that, seeing her with him and their interaction. It's cute. Well, always, and that's a lot of people like that I've met that, you're in a chat, you go into a chat and you say hi to everybody, and then somebody will, specifically say hi to you, and you say hi back, and next thing you know, next time you go in the chat, you're like, oh, there they are again. Hi, how are you? What's been going on or whatever. And, you just have a little small chit chat or whatever. But eventually, people connect on a deeper level. And I don't really know um, what my purpose is, why I'm on YouTube. If, you know, I do it because it's something to do and it's fun and I enjoy it and I enjoy meeting people, but I don't want it to be a job. I do love making videos though, and learning things about the program that makes the videos and learning more about how to do things on here. I know a lot of people make money off of YouTube. A lot of people go into it to make money. The more money I have, the more money I spend on my daughter and my granddaughter. That's about all I can say. I'm thankful that God gives me enough to pay my bills and let me live comfortably. But if I had a lot of money, extra money, I don't know what I would do. I would help other people. I'm sorry, y'all, for yawning. But I don't know what I would do. I would give it to charity. I would help people in my community. I would do things like that. But I can understand why some people do it as a job. I mean, there is flexibility in it, and you can do it from your home, and especially if you've got kids, and you know, it's an easy way to put yourself out there and meet people and everything. Well, Roxanne, you may not get to talk much if you don't come back, because I'm fixing to get off here pretty quick, y'all. My stomach is so nauseated. And I hate that. I would rather do anything than throw up. I hate it, hate it, hate it. It's probably why I suffer with it so bad, because I don't want to. Oh, I probably won't be able to go back to sleep now, though. Maybe that's all I needed, was a little nap. Wake me up. It's okay, honey. You do what you got to do, hon. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that. I just appreciate y'all checking me out, tuning in. I hope everybody's having a good night, good week so far. Oh, yes. Please subscribe to my dog's channel, Chloe the Chweenie. I started that just for fun, and I've got some cute videos of her on there, and some dog information. PJ says, well, good night, everyone. I'm going to run and see who's on. Feel better soon, Echo. Thank you, PJ. I will. Definitely. Definitely feel better. Well, thank y'all so much for coming tonight and hanging out, wishing me well. I'm not, I said those things that I have. Uh-oh. Oh, Lisa D. I use, oh, you're back. Good. She was just saying she has 40 subscribers and no videos, and she'd like to learn to do a video. You can just record on your phone and put that straight on YouTube, or you can, get a program like I use, Canva, and make
You can
videos
do
out of it.
15-second videos of your dog or your sandwich you're listening to eat. Just put it straight to your phone, no editing, and see how many people start watching them.
Yep.
Yeah. But I had talked to my nephew.
Oh, that's okay. I told him about your trip a little bit, about going to Florida and your
Yeah.
grandson's birthday and
He
all
had a
that.
blast. It was
Yeah.
so much fun, that jumping place. $25 for 90 minutes to go and jump. But they didn't even care. We were over there more than 90 minutes and they didn't even say anything, you know? So they don't
Yeah.
watch it. They need a
I was
better
going to say
watch.
it's really hard for him to keep track of, who came in at what time and all that.
Right. Now
Well,
some places have little bands, and on the or the person that comes in with them gets a little thing, and when the timer goes off,
yeah,
you have to leave. But they didn't have anything like that.
that's what Lisa D, that's what Norma and I thought too before we started our channel. Everybody that's on YouTube, they make it look so easy, and you think, oh, I could do that. You just sit there and talk to somebody, but you know, you don't realize all you have to learn how to do. And sometimes you can learn a lot of things really fast though. Norma says, yeah, I'm going to have to go. 5 comes real early and I'm wore out, but love you, Echo. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you, Norma. I know that's part of my problem, I'm sure, is getting up so doggone early. And I haven't been getting a lot of good sleep. So,
Yeah.
but I would encourage anyone um, to try it, to get on YouTube and try to have a channel. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it does take time to learn things, and it's a learning process. So, you're never going to know everything before you start out. Sometimes you just have to start doing it. So, how long did it take you to get to the 4,000 watch hours and your subs?
Well, I started in 2015, but I only had 32 subscribers as of October. I didn't do anything with it, so I probably lost all those hours. So from October actually till Saturday this week, it took that many months. What is it? October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. About 7 months. But I have seen people who come on. There's somebody I watch. His name is Lim Walker. He's a tree cutter. He had his watch hours and his subs within a month or less than a month.
Yeah.
You just got to, like, if your husband's got a business and he sits there and cuts trees all day, go start videoing him. You'll make some money
Mm-hmm.
because they like to watch danger.
Oh
He
yeah,
kind
I
of
mean, cutting trees is kind of dangerous sometimes.
yeah, but he would get on this rope and the way he had these things fixed on his feet and climb with nothing there, pulling the rope the way he had it fixed. And it's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So and another good thing right now is dogs, cats, animals are really good to video. So, and to get your a lot of subs right now, the end thing is doing shorts. But then you need to get on and go live. If you do nothing but do what I do and sit there in the kitchen, wash my dishes, and talk while you're washing dishes. If you're on your phone and you can walk around and you got it where you can set it down, take it to your bedroom if you want to see your bedroom and while you're making your bed up.
Hey,
I
Christine, how you doing?
I stick to the living room and kitchen mainly.
Lisa
So,
D says, I have a dog, but she's old. He is old and sleeps a lot.
that doesn't
Well,
matter. Take a picture of the dog sleeping. They love it.
that's right. Um, Chloe, she's just comical. She does stuff sometimes that's just really hilarious. But then a lot of times it's hard to video her because she's running around, playing and everything. Oh gosh, Loyal, that's terrible. I hope it doesn't last too long, and I hope you get her to leave it alone. She's got a black golden doodle, and she's that time of month, and so she's trying to have a diaper on her. Oh goodness. All right, always. We'll see you later, girl. Thanks for coming.
But if I don't make anything but the $40 from the Temu, I hadn't lost really anything except my time sitting here doing what I like to do.
Well, and you're going to make money. It just seems like it takes so long to get to that point. You know, before long you'll be monetized for a year and you'll be looking back thinking, boy, that year went by fast. So
Yeah, I mean, you don't make a lot of money. I know YouTube does take, I think, 40%, but I'm here for the fun, and why not get what I can get out of them instead of letting YouTube have it all? There are channels that have lots and lots and lots of subscribers, lots and lots of subs, but they don't want to be monetized because they don't want to fool with the money part of it.
mm-hmm.
But you're still getting ads on yours, and they're still making money off of you. So why not get your 50 cents, your dollar, your $2?
Yep, exactly. And then
So
too, you can have you get the super stickers and the super chats, and you can have memberships, and you can do special membership lives where only for members, and things like that. And there's a lot you can do to make more money. um
yeah, now some of them only do part of it. I don't know how much I'll do when I'm able to do it, but because figuring out lives is going to be a challenge. I do live all the time, but private lives, when it's mainly the same thing that everybody else has been seeing. So it might have to be where I go live at a park where where only members can see it, or go live only at the beach when I go to the beach.
mhm.
And
Well, see, and
I,
just like how we're taking this trip this summer, you can make videos on the trip, and then be like, if you have your membership by then, be like, okay, here's some exclusive, not seen by anybody, clips from the beach or whatever,
Yeah.
and do special stuff just for your members or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty transparent when it comes to my stuff. I'm just like, yeah, I'll put it out there.
I do too. Yeah, I'll put anything out there, whether it's good or bad. And I'm not great at editing. And some people say, "Oh, I only like edited videos." Well, I like seeing it from start to finish. So if you don't like what I put out there, don't watch my video because I'm not going to edit most of them.
Yeah. Well, and it's like you and I have talked, you have to do it the way that you're comfortable with. You have to do what makes you feel good about it. You can't try to be somebody that you're not. And somebody else might do stuff on their channel and you might be like, "Oh, that's really cool, but I don't want to do that." Or "I don't want to have to do it like that." And you don't. Everybody can do everything the way they want to on their own channels. And that's the beauty of it. There's really no, I mean, yes, there's rules, there's things YouTube won't let you do, and certain things you have to do a certain way. But as far as your content, what you decide to put out, that's totally up to you.
Right. Yeah.
And you may have people who um like a lot of the shows that like have kids. People watch them because they like seeing those kids grow up and stuff, and they like seeing how the parents deal with the children or whatever like that. And you feel, you get invested in that family, and so you feel like you want to watch them because you want to see what's happening, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's other people who they don't want that. That's not what they're looking for. You know, they want something totally different. And then there's other people out there that just want to have fun. And, you know, then there are some people who want true crime, or they want, like you said, danger or whatever. It just, there's so many different things that people could be interested in, that there's a place out there for everybody, I think, because
Yeah.
everybody's a unique individual and we're all going to have a different take on it, you know.
Yeah. I watch dumpster divers. I watch storage lockers. I watch the guys that take the metal detectors and the magnet fishing. So if that's not your cup of tea, then don't watch it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. You never know what you're going to like. I mean, you might think, well, that doesn't sound interesting to me, but then you start watching it. Have you ever seen those, like the Deadliest Catch, where they're out on the big boats?
Yes.
Or even there's ones where they are looking for gold. They're drilling in the ocean for the gold, and I mean, there's just all kinds of things like that. And I've watched them before and said, "Oh, I would never watch something like that." But then you start watching it and you find out it is kind of interesting. Let me watch that.
Yeah,
And I
they were
think,
filming that show on Discover where they did the Deadliest Catch,
uh huh,
and captain of the boat had a heart attack while they were filming, and they just kept rolling.
yep, yep,
He passed away. They got the Coast Guard there, but he passed away. But a lot of people I call that danger, and they like it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, and I'm not, I used to go camping as a kid and stuff, but I'm not much into the survival type of things, but or the prepper type of thing. But I do like watching it. I mean, it's like, to me, it's interesting, some of the things that, if you know about them, you might last longer if you did get stranded somewhere, or, you know, something like that or
right.
whatever. But there's just a wide variety of things on YouTube. Just about anything you can think of. If you search it on YouTube, you're going to find a channel doing that.
Yeah, you'll never know what you find until you go look.
Nope. And then when you start looking, you'll be amazed at what all you find.
I mean, there are lots of crocheters and knitters out there, and I thought, well, there's too many. Well, then someone asked me, why don't I do some more crochet videos and show them how to crochet? Well, I can do that, but I felt like that there are more experts out there than I am that do it for a living, you know.
Well,
There's
but
one, huh?
you know, somebody might be wanting to learn, you know, just how to get started, just the basics. And then somebody else might be like, I'm already pretty good. I just want to know, you know, the harder stuff or whatever. But there's a channel for that too, I'm sure. I don't know
Oh,
why
there
my
is.
camera is making me blurry. I feel blurry.
There's a crochet crowd.
Yeah.
They,
And plants, there's plant people out there. I mean, there's anything you would can think of just about out there.
yeah,
And I mean, I don't think I know a whole lot about anything, but I have lived for 60 years and I feel like I've been through some things and I've dealt with some things and if anything that I know or anything that I found out about living this life or whatever, if I can help one person, then it's been worth it for me, you know. Lisa D said she went dumpster diving and found some peanut butter and jelly, and she found some coffee, and none of it was expired. So that's good.
yeah, yeah. I watch a guy from Australia, and a lot of time, and I watch a guy from Michigan. But a lot of times, the reason they throw this stuff away is a say a Coke bottle gets popped open, and it gets all over and so they have to throw all 12 of them away, and there may be only one bad one in the whole thing. Or you're going to get peanut butter jelly like she found. Well, somebody may have, one of the jars may have been busted en route, and so they can't serve all that. But you can take it home, wash the jars off.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
And you got to think of these companies, they have to have some loss to write off for their tax purposes. You know, they can't show 100% profit. They have to have some, you know, loss. And I
yeah,
know when I worked at Walmart, there were a lot of things that got written off and then got thrown out. There were some things that we had to send back to the warehouse, and then they had to send them back, um, you know, to the individual seller. But a lot of times and that's something else, when you work in retail, you learn. Like Walmart is one that in order for you to sell your product in a Walmart, you have to agree to give them 100% credit on all returned items. Well, a lot of people don't want to have to take all that return stuff, you know, back. And so Walmart's not going to let them be in their store, because if you're not willing to give Walmart 100% of their money back, they're not going to deal with your product. But so therefore, if you're going to get 100% replacement value or whatever on the return items, what do you do with the item that you can't sell? Then they're just going to throw it away. But they, you know, they keep track of everything and write everything off. But yeah, there's a lot of waste. Yeah. I mean, if you don't mind that it was in, and then too, there's dumpsters that are open trash and nastiness, you know. And then there's dumpsters that the items are just gently set there and you can just get them out, you know. Just depends on the situation. Yep, brand new curtains and it said return on the cardboard. Exactly. Terrible waste. When I worked at Walmart, there was a Chick-fil-A down the street, and the Chick-fil-A's are closed on Sundays. And so Saturday nights, they would come and bring us salads that they had made up ahead of time that wouldn't keep until Monday, wraps, just, you know, all kinds of stuff, and just give it to the nighttime employees there. And that, you know, that was really nice. We, you know, it was still good and free, and you know, we loved when they would come. That a lot of companies don't do that. They just throw it out. And that's why I don't understand. There's people starving in this country, and people would rather throw things away than somehow get it in the hands of the people that need it. You got stuff draining. I can hear
it. Yeah, I do.
Uh-huh. But yeah, that's the beauty of YouTube. You can find anything you want to find. And I'm guilty of it myself. I'll say, I Google things, and I'll look, and most times you Google something, it sends you right back to YouTube because there's a YouTube video showing you how to do it. And that's something I should have done, but didn't have my channel back then when the baby was little. I bought a lot of, like swings and walkers and those little bouncy chairs and things like that secondhand. And I took them completely apart and washed everything and sanitized everything. And a lot of those, I had to look up videos on to find out, how do you get this apart? How do you get the seat off of this? And how do you, or I take something apart and couldn't remember how to put it back on. And I'd have to watch a video to, put the thing back together. But I got really good at being able to tear them apart and clean them and put them back together. And my daughter would, see something like at a yard sale or something, and it'd be kind of dingy looking or whatever. And she'd be like, well, Mom, you think you can clean it up? And I'm like, I'll give it a chance, a shot. And I'd get it and I'd tear that thing apart, and it'd look brand spanking new when I was done with it. And if I had had my channel and had thought about it, I would have done before and after, and shown what I did to clean the stuff up. But I didn't, and I don't have to do that right now because, she's pretty well outgrown what we had, and we saved everything. Excuse me. So if there's a baby number 2, a lot of it, we won't have to replace. We still have. So, but that's why I'm a firm believer in, buying from Goodwill or secondhand stores, thrift stores, whatever. Most things are perfectly fine. Somebody just didn't want it anymore, or somebody passed away and they had to clean out their house and they just donate everything. Lisa D says, yes, one person I talked to, he worked at a waste company. He said, sadly, they get more money from the government for disposal than if they donate items to a food pantry. Exactly. How messed up is that? That our government would pay them more money than to just let them donate the food. It doesn't make sense.
There's farmers who plant crops, and then when the crop's time to harvest it, they're planting it for the government, for stores and whatever. They'll tell them, we don't want it. You've already planted it. So that's when, they need to give it to people that need it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway. Oh, man.
Roxanne, I'm gonna have to run to the bathroom.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you entertain people for a minute. I'll be back.
No problem. Yeah, the world's very messed up. That's the way they do it, They don't want you to have anything. Now, some of our grocery stores donate their stuff and some of them don't. And some of them, the corporate won't let them donate it. They just have to throw it away, and that's why you find it in the dumpster. I watched a guy named Grab It Fast from Michigan, and he had someone going with him dumpster diving for a while, but that got where the other guy didn't show up anymore. you know. And so about a month ago on his videos, he started taking his 10-year-old son with him, and people are, why are you letting a 10-year-old son go dumpster diving? Why are you letting him get in the dumpster? But his son's been wanting to go dumpster diving with him since he was little. And he, you know, Daddy said, "You're too little when you turn 10." He turned 10. He said, "Daddy, I want to go dumpster diving with you." And so he goes with him, and he said, "I don't have to tell him to get in the dumpster." He says, "Dad, I want to get in the dumpster." I've heard of that too. Yep. My friend used to work for a t-shirt company. They made t-shirts. Monday they made them for Target, or well, back then it was like Kmart. Tuesday they were made for Macy's. Wednesday they were made for another store. The only difference in the lower brand stores and the higher brand store was one thread count, which really wasn't. It might have been 60. Then it would go to 61. I'm not exactly sure how it worked, but anyway. But people say, "Oh, I don't want anything but the name brand. I don't want no cheap stuff." But it's all coming out of the same factory. That your shirt may be blue and theirs may be red. Well,
Oh,
so it just depends on where you live, what kind of store you got, and how much it's going to cost you to buy that item. I was telling them about my friend worked at a t-shirt company. One day they made clothes for Kmart, and the next day they made clothes for Macy's. You know, shirts, t-shirts, and it was just one thread different. Are you okay?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just sick. I'm nauseated really bad.
Oh my goodness.
Mm.
Mm. About time to end the show then.
Yeah, I think I better. All right. Thank y'all for coming. I appreciate it. And I will see you hopefully Thursday night. Good night now.